Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is an add-on video. This is the second add-on and 25th overall review of series number 2, Long Cut Wintergreen. So I was sort of up in the air as to how I was going to handle this. What we have here is the new Wintergreen Smooth, or the sort of new Wintergreen Smooth. So let me just explain myself real quick before I get into it. I originally reviewed this product in this series on October 15th of 2018. Since then, they have come out with a new can design. And there has been some debate whether it's a different product again. So the original can design was this. It was sort of the standard Copenhagen lid layout. And it came out nationwide early to mid-fall last year after going through test marketing the year before. So that was last year, and now you have this. Now, originally I had thought of this as doing a short format review, all right? Because I believe it to be the same product. But then I started thinking about it, and I had heard a couple other channels say that it might be a little bit different, etc., etc. So then I was like, you know what? There is one, besides overall graphic, there is one change on the can that tells me that they may have switched something up. All right? This one says Smooth Wintergreen. For whatever reason, they have felt the need to put Wintergreen Smooth on the new one. Now you may say, well, it's just the way it's sitting on the can. Technically, the Wintergreen's in smaller type, and the Smooth is larger. That, and if you look at this, it says Smooth Wintergreen on the band, on the old one. On this one, it's Wintergreen Smooth. So basically, I'm going to link, sort of like I do for the short format reviews, I'm going to link this review in the description area below this video. But I'm going to see. Now, I did go back and watch this review from last year, my own. And I was going to check the new review of this stuff that is done by Bergs from Bergs Dip Reviews and Trey over at Snuff Strings. But then I thought, you know what? Let me just see what I thought about this product last year and then see if there's anything different here. I didn't want to go over to Bergs and Snuff String because I didn't want to get anything into my head that would corrupt my own judgment or thought on the product. So this is what you got. Okay. It's got a raised boxed rim in like bronze, like all U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company products. The only thing raised on it is the Copenhagen, the word Copenhagen, and there's a very slight raise in between the warning label and the upper. But really, it sort of plays like those Crosshairs cans, only in this case, the Copenhagen is raised. They have gone with a slightly different green. It is not as OD. It's a little more metallic, I would say. And trying to get it underneath Copenhagen there, it's flat to the can. It actually does say long cut. Now in the review last year of this guy, it was considerably shorter cut than even Copenhagen long cut, which is what most people consider a mid cut. So I'll be interested to see. Going around, you got general information, the U.S. Smokeless Scrunched warning label, some small branding, 100% American tobacco, as is all Copenhagen products, barcode, and manufacturer's information. All right, so it is a product of the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee. All right, the makers of Copenhagen, Skull, Husky, and Red Seal. It is in a standard size dip can, 1.2 net weight ounce can, and it is tax class M, as is all dipping tobacco products in North America. So I'm going to cut into this and see. It's got a nice papery band, like basically all Copenhagen products, easy to cut. Got the papery cutting sound, probably didn't pick up on this computer, but, and you see the Copenhagen indentation and that line between the warning label. That's what the cut's looking like. It is a subdued, compared to the regular Copenhagen Wintergreen, it is a subdued wintergreen smell, leaning sweet. The cut looks consistent. It looks moist. There are some thicker pieces in it, but they are consistently strewn around the can. That's what it's looking like. And that's basically actually what it looks like in person. All right. There are some thicker pieces there, if you can see that. Nothing noteworthy enough to try to point out, though. All right. The smell, again, it's just not as in your face as a regular Copenhagen Wintergreen. It registers sweet, but again, it's not like, whoa, this is going to be sweet. It's just sort of like, it's sweet. So that's sort of like last year's version was. It was a sort of a slightly toned down wintergreen. So let's take a look at the cut here, because I'm sort of interested about this. It's the same. I guess it's a Copenhagen mid-cut. It's very moist. The moisture level is really good in it, so I don't see it posing a problem pinching. I'm just going to get some of it in right now, and then I'm going to hit the pause button. It's really moist. The smell gets a little bit stronger once you disturb the can a little bit. And I'm back. Got some real fans that like that, sorry. Okay, so it's a good wintergreen. I mean, it's sort of sweet. It's reserved, sort of like last year's version was. It seems to have a little bit more of a burn sensation than last year's. The smoothness of last year's was, there was a difference there. But here's the thing. In either of these versions, there's nothing so different about it that a person like me that doesn't normally dip wintergreen can really go, oh, wow, that's really different. There's not really... It's a little subdued in flavor and sweetness. That's all I'm picking up. It really is. It's a shorter cut than Copenhagen's regular wintergreen. It's not bad at all. And I sort of dig the can design. I dig these flatter the better type deals. It's just not... Nothing really stands out. Now, when I did last year's version, there were a couple new products in that line, in that Series 2 Long Cut Wintergreen that popped out as being different. And one of them was the cool wintergreen from Timberwolf. It was different. It was like, whoa, this is a different wintergreen. They had added menthol into it, or so I supposed. And I still suppose. I think they add menthol. But with this, there's really nothing... There's really not... It's not even a matter of it being like less wintergreen and more tobacco coming through, because I don't really notice that either. It's just... It's like baseball cards in the late 80s. Okay. That was when, before Tops basically had the corner on the whole market. So you had Fleer, Score, Upper Deck came in at the end there. And what Tops did was they started resurrecting old brands that they had the rights to. Bowman, stuff like that. Basically what they were doing was they were just taking up shelf space. Instead of shelf space for Tops products, now there was shelf space for Tops and Bowman. If you get what I'm saying. And that is sort of what I get from this deal. It's a product that has been slightly changed from the regular Copenhagen Wintergreen. It's got a different can design that pops out compared to other Copenhagen products. And it's just sort of taking up another slot. It looks different. Like, literally, it looks different. The old design, last year's design, was sort of more of the standard Copenhagen can layout. This obviously looks different. That's just my take on it. I'm not saying that's what U.S. Smokeless is trying to do. It's just that it doesn't... Man, you know what? This has a lot shorter cut, though. I will tell you that. Because I'm having a hard time keeping it from coming over my molars. It's not a bad product. It's a quality product. It tastes good. It's sweet, so it vibes well with me. The burn isn't out of control, though. I think it's more than last year's product had. It's pretty, as a long cut, the cut is pretty short. Okay? The burn's within reason. Nicotine is there. It's a little bit, it's sweet. You wouldn't say it was bitter. It's sweet. Not as sweet as a regular Copenhagen product. It's wintergreen. Not quite as much in your face as the regular wintergreen product. It's just, yeah, I guess it's smooth. I mean, that's sort of like, you know, oh, this blanket's soft. Like, what is that, like, you know? I mean, that's open for discussion as to what's smooth, you know. So, but at the end of the day, it's a quality product, and as long as it's priced the same, I don't see the difference. If you do like Copenhagen Wintergreen, if it is your everyday dip, you may notice a big difference. I do not dip Copenhagen Wintergreen every day, so I do not. But, I mean, that's my own perception. You may have a different perception. The only thing is, people that like Copenhagen Wintergreen like it for the reasons that have been toned down in this. So I am guessing that guys that really like Copenhagen Wintergreen aren't really going to overly like this, because the reasons they like Copenhagen Wintergreen have been toned down in this. People that are new to dipping might like less of a burn, might like less wintergreen. Who knows? I am not U.S. Smokeless's marketing team, so I do not know the intricacies of what they're thinking. But it's a quality product. The nicotine's there. It tastes all right. It tastes good. It doesn't taste bad by any means. It's just, you know, sort of underwhelming. So this has been the add-on review of Copenhagen Wintergreen Smooth. Okay? Sell-by dates on the back. I did not go over that. It's the guaranteed fresh stamped U.S. Smokeless can. The date on this one is sell-by February 23rd, 2020. It's an all right product. I'm just a little bit at a loss as to why it is, why they've gone through the trouble. But I'm sure they have a good reason. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I am still working on what's turning out to be a rather long shout-out list. So expect in 48 hours just a shout-out video, because there's about 110 new subscribers since the last one, and I'm thinking upwards of 1/3 are listed. I just haven't found them all yet. Thank you, YouTube. No anger. Tell you what, though, I'm having a heck of a time keeping this in place. Anyway, I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.